Today I'm going to show you how to grow your own salad sprouts and microgreens at home. They grow quickly and easily, and they're nutritious and delicious. So to get started with growing your own sprouts, you'll need some wide mouth jars like these, with or without lids. You can buy special sprouting lids like these, but you don't need them to get started right now. Next, we're going to need some seeds. You can use things like alfalfa, sunflower, dill. You can use veggie seeds like broccoli, or you could look in your pantry for pulses and beans. I've got some green split peas and some red lentils here that I had in my pantry, about half a cup of each. And I'm going to soak them overnight and then see if I can grow sprouts from those. Just rinse the seeds a few times and then put them in a jar of water to soak overnight. If you've got one of these special sprouting lids, they're great. Or if you don't, you can just use a piece of paper towel with a rubber band or some muslin or a clean tea towel. Keep them in a cool, dark place out of direct sunlight. They don't need a lot of light to germinate, so on your kitchen bench is fine. And now it's day 2 and you can see we've already got some sprouts forming. So we're going to drain these and rinse them really well. And once we've rinsed the sprouts and drained the water, we tip them up on a 45-degree angle so that they're not sitting in any moisture, and you can just lean that in a bowl. If you have one of these special sprouting jars, they have a special built-in stand for it to sit on. So keep those on your kitchen bench out of direct sunlight, and we're going to rinse them twice a day. After 4 or 5 days, you should have some lovely green sprouts ready to eat. They can be eaten straight from the jar like this or thrown into salads and stir fries. Once the jar is full, you can store the sprouts in the fridge in paper towel or a container for up to 4 days. Next, we're going to take a look at growing microgreens. You're going to need some shallow trays to grow your microgreens in, and here I've got a upcycled plastic meat tray or a seedling tray, and they're both fine, and we just line those with newspaper. Next, we're going to need a growing medium to put in the trays, and you can use seed raising mix or potting mix with the larger pieces of bark taken out, or you can use coconut coir, which is this dried coconut fibre that you soak in a bucket of water, and that's a great growing medium too. So in one tray I'm using seed raising mix, and in the other tray I'm using the coconut fibre that I soaked in a bucket of water. So very lightly spray these trays with water, and we just even out the top of the soil with the back of a trowel or a spoon or something like that, so you've got a nice even surface for planting. Next, we're going to need some seeds to sprout, and here I've got some dill, some onion chives, alfalfa and some baby spinach seeds. And now we sow the seeds quite thickly, thicker than we would usually sow seeds if we were just growing veggies, because we're going to be harvesting these quickly as salad greens, and we give them a very light spray of water. You can use something flat like this to press down on the seeds, just so they're really making contact with that soil. And now just find a place to leave them in a warm but dark place. I've just got them on a bench in my laundry here, out of direct sunlight. They don't need light to germinate, so we're just going to leave them in the dark for 4 to 5 days, checking them every day. So it's day 2 and I'm just checking on the sprouts, and we can see that they've already started to sprout nicely, and there's still enough moisture in that soil, so we don't need to add water. They will look pale and yellow, and that's normal because we haven't exposed them to sunlight yet. Once your seeds have started to sprout, it's time to put them out in the sunshine. Keep them moist with a spray of water, and you might also like to pop a cover on top like this to create a mini greenhouse, just to make them grow a little faster. Once your microgreens reach a couple of centimetres tall, you can start to harvest them to use in salads and cooking.